Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorneys are really grasping for straws. They're trying to get perjury charges thrown out by basically claiming that Maxwell is a moron who doesn't understand words and time. So, here's what I mean by that. Throughout the two depositions in which she sat for, of course, she had to sit for the second one because she was so defiant in the first. Throughout both of these depositions, she was asked about sexual actions between Epstein and young girls and or women. She was also asked about sex toys that may have been used because it's been widely reported that Maxwell and Epstein kept a literal laundry basket filled with these items. Several alleged victims say that these items were used on them or they were forced to use them on Maxwell and others. Even their household staff said that they knew of and had seen this laundry basket filled with these items. One of them even talked about cleaning them, which is so vile. So during these depositions, Maxwell repeatedly denied having any knowledge of Epstein's sexual interactions with any females, nor did she recall any sex toys. And she asked several times what they meant, and then they would explain, and then she would say, no, I have no idea, or I have no knowledge of that. Again, this has been talked about by numerous people. It's not the word of one person against her. Well, now her attorneys are arguing that the charges against Maxwell must be thrown out because these questions were too vague and Maxwell didn't fully understand what some of these terms meant. So in their motion to dismiss, they stated, quote, Ms. Maxwell was asked if she was aware of the presence of sex toys or devices used in sexual activities in Epstein's Palm Beach home. Then further down in that same paragraph, they say, quote, what exactly is a device used in sexual activities? Would bath oil, a tub, or a table qualify? What did the examiner mean by sexual activities? Kissing? Holding hands? The combination of toys, devices, and activities may be endless. So seriously, holding hands is a sexual activity. Really? Really? Because people hold hands with a lot of other people. Children, friends, grandparents, even complete strangers at church. Are they suggesting that this is a sexual act? So when you hold hands with people at church and you sing or you pray, you're conducting a sexual act with them? Am I getting that straight? And tables and tubs are typically used as sex toys or sexual devices? I mean, who knew going to IKEA to buy a table was considered going to buy a sex device for your kitchen? I mean, I started thinking about all the bathtub manufacturers out there that, now apparently they need to place a 21 and older warning and gate on their website so that minors can't look at their sex toys. But really, I mean, I think the best part about this ridiculous argument and this whole document that they submitted to the court is that they literally contradict themselves on the very next page. So Maxwell's attorneys note a line of questioning after all of this nonsense. They note a line of questioning regarding Epstein engaging in consensual sexual activity with another woman while Maxwell and Epstein were still supposedly dating. They say, quote, the answer charged as perjury was that when I was with him, i.e. having sex with Epstein, Ms. Maxwell wasn't aware that he was having sexual activities with another other than herself. Logical and not perjury. So you can say when I was with him and you understand that to be meaning having sex, but the term sexual activity you're confused about. I mean, that was my first thought, is like, if I say I'm with someone, that doesn't mean I'm having sex with them. But if I say I'm having sexual activities with someone, that's pretty clear. But to get back to my original point, what they're saying is that when it comes to the question about sexual activity with Maxwell or another consenting adult, she understands what the term sexual activity means, clearly. But when she's asked about Epstein's sexual activities with minors, she suddenly has no grasp of the English language. And she thinks that it might mean holding hands. I mean, clearly she's playing stupid when she needs to. When it comes to an adult and something she can't get in trouble for, oh, she perfectly understands what sexual activity means. She even refers to it as when I was with him. But then when it comes to minors, all of a sudden, oh, you're being too vague. Now, sexual activities, I mean, that could mean touching elbows. And so by this, is Maxwell saying here that in all the time she was with Epstein, he never held anyone's hand? I mean, if she says that sexual activities means possibly holding hands, she's saying in all the time she knew him, he never held hands with anyone? I mean, that's how ridiculous this is. So I really hope she's not paying these attorneys a lot of money, because they appear to be idiots. These brilliant legal minds also took issue with questions involving the years in which she was questioned over. So they took issue with the phrase 1990s and 2000s, because they say that according to Wiktionary, and no, I'm not kidding, they actually cited Wiktionary. According to Wiktionary, we're still in the 2000s, because the 2000s don't technically end until the year 3000. So how could Maxwell possibly predict what Epstein was going to do in the future? That's their argument. They actually argued that, quote, the answer that Ms. Maxwell was unaware of sexual activities spanning more than a millennium was accurate and truthful. They're actually pretending that the attorney for Virginia Roberts Giuffre was asking about future acts, as if they were asking her to predict the future. Seriously? It went on and on like this. There were over 20 pages claiming that apparently Maxwell just has a third grade level vocabulary and understanding of sex. I mean, I guess they, are trying to claim that, these attorneys, they wanted her to look into her crystal ball and predict whether or not Epstein might hold someone's hand before the year 3000. And this just shows how pathetically weak her defense is, because they wouldn't have to stretch this far, turn themselves into pretzels, trying to make these ridiculous arguments. So it just shows how desperate they are to try and get these charges dropped. They have to know she's a monster. They have to know you can't possibly defend the indefensible. They're also claiming that, they're only going after her because Epstein is dead. No, they're going after her because she committed crimes, allegedly. These defamation lawsuits from which her depositions came were from years before Epstein died. So to say that, they're only going after her because of Epstein's death is absolutely ridiculous. I'm hoping the judge just laughs them out of court. All right, as always, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.